Flat earthers think that it's our responsibility to prove the globe. Some months ago it was a gathering with the Flat Earth Fools. The name was Montmeru Summit. And this silly flat earther, or is he somewhere on the screen you see him, Taboo Conspiracy was one of the speakers, and he made a video with the speech he held at that FLERF Summit, or whatever you will call it. Let's look a bit on it. I have chosen a short part of it. In total it's 30 minutes long, and I will focus on a small part of it where he wants us globers to prove the shadow of different technical equipment we are using in the real life. Let's look on this stupidity.
Show us the Earth bulge shadow. If the Earth were a globe curving away from you at 8 inches per mile squared as the globe model mandates, then that large Earth bulge should produce a tremendous, detectable, and visible shadow. But the giant Earth bulge shadow does not exist, and therefore the globe does not exist. For example, in addition to locating enemy submarines, sonar is very accurate in mapping ridges, hills, and trenches of the ocean floor. Despite how detailed sonar mapping is, no one has ever mapped the Earth's curvature with sonar. In addition, as stated by former Navy sonar technicians, the Earth bulge should produce a tremendous shadow that enemy submarines would hide behind. But such sonar Earth curvature shadows do not exist.
Sonar. Yes, sonar is a nice equipment, but I'm quite sure that the Taboo never have used a sonar, never have seen one. On naval ships we use sonar to detect, for instance, submarines. And I have been on board one of the best submarines in the world, so I have seen when submarines are using them too. It's quite funny that Taboo in his video shows sonar used to look at the bottom of the sea. And then he asked for proofs for a horizon. Sonar is used for different things, and sonar is also, there are different types. You have passive sonar and you have active sonar. Passive sonar is only listening, and it's to don't reveal your position. But if we talk about active sonars, he asked for horizon, and that proves he don't understand sonar. Sonar have not so long range. What range we have on the sonars we use, I can't reveal. That's a secret. The technique and how good they are. But I can tell you so much. Sonar have problems. One problem is that they can be limited of different layers of seawater. One layer can be more salty than another, and so on, and that can limit how far you see. And even in perfect conditions, you can't see very far with the sonar. The sonar is used to see on military ships. It's used to see submarines basically. But you can't see a submarine far away. And that's not limited by the curvature of Earth. It's limited by the technique. So he wants to see a shadow from a sonar, or what the shadow from the curvature on Earth on a sonar. It only tells what big of a fool he is, and his total lack of understanding of the technique that he tried to use to debunk the globe. Let's look at the next part of the video.
That is not possible if we lived on a globe. In addition to sonar, radar should also produce a measurable and detectable Earth's curvature shadow that would hide planes.
And one more technique he don't understand. I've made many videos about radar and I'm quite sure that Taboo will not understand what I'm saying, or more likely, he don't want to listen to facts, don't want to listen to someone on the screen that you can see, he can contact me, that are working with radars. I know what I'm talking about. I'm not a fictive, made up F-16 pilot, made up Qantas pilot, made up naval officer. I'm a real naval officer, not a fictive, made up person. Okay, back to the radar. He talking about hiding behind or hiding in the shadow of a radar. In reality, fighter jets are using the fact that radar have a horizon. A very good example is a one I've used several times before, and you can look it up, Taboo. It was during the Falklands War between UK and Argentina. The Argentinians used the horizon, the radar horizon, to get close with the fighter jet and did sink Sheffield, a British warship. You can look this up. And our weapon systems, our anti-ship missiles are using this fact too. Our anti-ship missiles we are using are flying very close to the surface of the sea to be hidden from the enemy's radar systems as long as possible. This is an important part of modern warfare, to use the radar horizon. This is a fact. You living in a fantasy world, dear Taboo. Let's look at the last part that I decided to look at.
In other videos, I've discussed the LORAN system that could pinpoint boats 1,000 miles away, and the German Knickbein VHF targeting system, which was used by the Germans to target buildings in England.
LORAN, one system that flat earthers love. LORAN was, you can call it, pre-GPS. It was ground-based and it was a radio system. And if you look it up, if you look at the facts, Taboo, a LORAN transmitter didn't cover all the sea of some mysterious reason. It had its limitations. Yes, you did receive signals further away than the horizon, but if you understand any basics about longer radio wavelengths, you know the answer to that, why it's so. It's scientific proven, it's a fact. Radio signals bounces against the ionosphere, especially longer wavelengths. That's why Marconi could send radio messages over the Atlantic. That's why you can contact Australia from UK using radio. That's not a mysterious. If you have any basic knowledge about physics, you know that this is a fact. That you are a science and fact denier, that's your problem, that's not mine and the rest of the civilized world's problem. It's up to you to prove your claims. It's not up to us to defend established facts, established science. You make claims without looking up the facts about, for instance, radar. Read a book about radar. It will explain very well how radar works, what the limitations are and why there are limitations. Then you can get back with calculation proving that this is wrong, because if you take a calculation from a science book about radar, for instance, or a manual or education's book about radar, for instance, there you will see calculations about where the horizon will be, the radar horizon, and you can try that on radar and see that calculations is quite accurate. You have some things that will make difference. For instance, you have also refractions on a radar, but you will get a quite precise result when you calculate it. So it's up to you to prove your fantasy world. We have proven ours, the globe is proven, and you can check, for instance, sonars, radars and so on. But you have no interest in this. You have no interest in reality. You love to live in your fantasy world, and I'm a bit disgusted with this part. Listen to this.
In addition to the utter failure of academia and all of our secular institutions to expose the globe lie, shamefully, every major organized Christian religion followed in lockstep with globe propaganda, and that diabolical conformity continues, as evidenced by the recent medical scam. How can I put my faith in any of these churches when they failed so miserably in defending and upholding the Bible and God's creation? In my opinion, these so-called Christian churches blasphemed God and His creation, and therefore I won't have any association with any church that follows the heliocentric faith.
According to this fool, you must be a flat earther to be a true Christian. I'm not a Christian, but I believe in people's right to have a religious belief. But mixing up his pseudoscience, his conspiracies and fantasies with people's private beliefs in a God, or not a God for that sake, that's disgusting, Taboo. Once again, I want to thank you all helping me, helping Ukraine. All channel earnings, ad revenues, memberships, super chats and so on goes to buying drones. But if you want to help, the best way is to use PayPal, link in the description. I have sent 22 drones so far. It will be more. I think I will be able to send one more next week. So hope that you want to help, but only when you're watching my videos, you're helping. Thank you. That was the end of the video. This was a bit shorter than my normal videos, but I hope you liked it. If you did, leave a comment, hit like, subscribe, become a member, or just come back next time I'm showing a video. Bye.